I was up till about 2 in the morning last night doing research, and I just cannot quit working too hard, because then what happens is I'm burnt out once I get on air, and it's actually been a powerful show today. It's just, I just feel like it hasn't been. You know what I mean? Like, I want to do more. I want to impart to people how serious this is. I don't hate the police in Chicago. I'm sad for them, because I know they're hired, put into peer pressure, taught to do what they're told, ignore some crime while prosecuting other, setting up. I've gone done the research. These 4 guys they've charged with terrorism now, beer-making equipment. One of them has a criminal record, getting drunk on tequila and going swimming in the school swimming pool. And they're charging him with terrorism. 12 cars pulled up around Luke Rudkowski, aimed guns at him, cussed at him. You know, I mean, there's a famous video of the police saying, "We're going to say you're a terrorist if you don't quit protesting Larry Silverstein in Building 7. And he goes, "But I'm not a terrorist." And they go, "We know you're not, but we're going to say you are." I can hate those police, but in the final equation, man, they are really dishonorable, sad, wicked people. They are enemies, enemies of freedom, enemies of everything good, but most of them really think it's okay to set up protesters and to dress up like protesters and commit crimes. They do it all over the world. And I just wonder, because so many police I meet in person are good people, and I know police do good things. So how do they get away with this in cities like Chicago and like Seattle and Denver, where they've been caught dressing up like protesters, beating people up so they can then attack the peaceful protesters? You see what I'm saying here? How are you so dishonorable? And why do you do it? Well, I know why. If you do those type of corrupt things, you get promoted up the chain. And I wanted to get an update from Luke Rudkowski of We Are Change. They reached in and cut off their live streams. And by the way, when I go to Bilderberg, we're going to have multiple live streams the entire time if they try to set us up. And don't let that intimidate you. I mean, when you just, it's kind of exciting. You know, if a cop walks up, shoots me in the head. I fought tyranny. I died a good person. I died someone for humanity. I died for those children in CPS dungeons being raped by big fat pedophiles right now. And they drug them out of their minds so they can't report on them. You know what? I mean, you've got to get to the point of, we're going to peacefully resist these people, and I don't care what you do to me. And I'm not saying that's even going to happen. The point is you got to stop caring about what happens to you. It's that cowardly attitude that has gotten us to this point. And it totally creeps me out to see police all over the world. I saw G20 a few years ago in England. A guy delivered newspapers every day to this little shop that sold cigarettes and newspapers, little corner convenience store. And the police wouldn't release the tape, but later it got released to court. And the guy turns around nicely, has his little thing. He goes, "I'm delivering newspapers," a little cart. He said, "I have the proper badge." And they just beat him to death and have fun killing him, and then later said he'd done something. You know, it's like, wow, they're hiring such cowards. Because, you know, I don't say I'm the toughest guy in the world, but I'm not looking for a fight either. I mean, I know how dangerous it is. I'm not looking to get my nose broken and stuff, but if somebody starts a fight with me, once I start, you know, I certainly get into it because they've done something to me. But I'm not like the type who wants to, I've always seen people who'll see like a little guy and they'll want to go beat him up. I remember one time in high school, my girlfriend's brother was like a runt, and I saw like 4 or 5 guys slamming his head into a locker, and I went over and, you know, beat him up. Because it wasn't hard. They were bullies. They were punks. My dad got sued because I punched one of them. The guy's whole nose came off. It was wild. It's like just a black hole in his face with blood shooting out, but that's a side issue. I couldn't imagine why 4 guys would want to be picking on a runt. You know, a runt. There was obviously something wrong with him. He was a lot smaller. He was little. His sister wasn't like that. He was a runt, like a runt of the litter. And to me, it was, I came over and said, "Why don't you pick on somebody?" So one of them punched me, and I went, bam, tore that guy's nose off. And I'm not bragging about how I'm a tough guy. I've been hurt bad as well. The point is, I would never want to attack somebody who didn't have it coming. And the cowardliness of wanting to, in all these police videos I've seen. Okay, here's an example. That's why my head spins. We're going to Luke. 2 years ago, I sent Rob Dew, Jason Burmish, and what was it, Aaron Dykes or Rob Jacobson? I forget who all I sent. But I sent 3 guys up there. I know it was, Dew was there and so was Burmas, because Dew got arrested. Oh, yeah, Aaron was there too. Douglas was there. And they all get up there, and the police are beating up old ladies and releasing police dogs because no one was resisting them. So, and this is in Pittsburgh, so there's famous footage of the 2 old women come out with grocery bags in their hands out of a shop, and they release a police dog on them. And the old women turn and say, we're going to our cars. This is just in Pittsburgh. And the police just release the dogs on them. Again, total mental illness going on there. And the police were beating up innocent women and people who'd done nothing. And I said, I want you to go talk to the military. Why are they there? This is illegal. So they go to the military and they go, you got to go over here and talk to our commander. Here's the public information officer. He's over here at this building. So the guys pull up and they shot video of this. Military walks over. No, he's not here. He'll call you back. Who are you? They look at Americans like they're trash. It's a fun game. They're told media and American people are your enemy. So the military walks over. Why do you want to know? Well, we're just the media. Here's our card. We'd like to, go interview your public information officer. We were told come here. All right, well, we'll call you. Hour later, they're at the hotel in their rooms ordering some, room service, working all day. Cop calls. And I even called on air and talked to the cop, and he admitted it all. And they said, we're coming to arrest you for terrorism. You're planning to blow up the military. And if we wouldn't have had a radio audience and been able to call the Pittsburgh police and all this, they were sending police. They'd gone to the rental car place. They'd found out where they were. They were coming until I found out and called them and had a bunch of listeners calling it an emergency broadcast, internet only, and they backed off. But they were coming and saying, you're a terrorist, you're going to prison. He said, you're a terrorist, you're going to prison. And we're coming right now. And I called the guy up and I said, are you mentally ill? He goes, what do you mean? Because he sounded like a normal guy. I said, they just pulled up and want to talk to military. That's not bad. But God forbid they have beer-making equipment in the apartment they were staying in. I mean, it's just, folks, I've had them try to do this to me. I'm an animal to them. I don't exist. You don't exist. And I want to tell the cops, when you act like that, we have no future. What do you think the bankers are going to do if you're going to enforce a tyranny like this? And by the way, there's going to be a civil war, and you're going to get chewed up in it, which is no enjoyment to me. All right, I'm going to shut up. Luke, amazing video. Well, we can't play it because the cops are cussing so much, but it's up at Infowars.com. It's also on the We Are Change YouTube site. We've had it up, obviously, since it happened yesterday. But tell folks what else you've been witnessing there at NATO, what the London Guardian calls a police state. Welcome, NATO, to Chicago's police state. But it's no matter where NATO goes, who are the big narcotics traffickers, I should add. Everywhere they or the globalists go, they lock things down. This is global. They're in command. The Guardian's acting like NATO didn't do this. Luke Rudkowski of We Are Change, founder of We Are Change. What do you make of this?
Alex, there's so much to get into, especially our coverage here. The night we got pulled over, earlier in the day, we were at the bail hearings for the NATO 3. The NATO 3 that are facing terrorist charges, we were there. We were the first ones to do a live report outside the courtroom, how this was a pure entrapment. The defense clearly stated that undercover agents supplied the explosive devices and instigated the call for violence. We were there reporting on that. A very weird situation occurred when we were live streaming later on in that day, and I have a feeling that we were almost about to be set up. We were staying with somebody because we really can't afford a hotel with one of my friends who is loosely associated with the Occupy Chicago group here, and my friend loosely knew her, and we were staying at our house. We got a phone call that the place we were staying at was being raided, that there was police officers inside. The person couldn't get inside. We broadcasted that message out to everybody on our Twitter, on our Ustream, told everybody this was happening. Later, the same person called us, told us not to tell anybody, not to contact the NOG, not to go there. I sent people there anyway. The place we were staying at, the door was open, the alarm was going off. Our stuff was still there. The person then went missing, wasn't in her apartment, and as we were talking about how weird this situation was, that our place was surrounded by police officers, after we were done live streaming. We just contacted the National Lawyers Guild to get some information.
Yeah, they were probably getting ready to have you on the news as the terrorist. Instead, they set up these other guys for the beer equipment, which the media went in and saw the big. I mean, it is a beer equipment, but doesn't matter. You'll probably go to prison for it. Go ahead.
The person we were staying with knew the people who were entrapped with that beer equipment.
Oh, see, there you go. Absolutely. Okay, yeah, they were planning to set you up.
Yeah, I really have that feeling. We have no solid evidence, but everything points to that right now. And as we were talking about in the car, going to that place, how this may be a setup, how we need to live stream everything, 12 police car vehicles, one with DHS, a DHS van also was there. Undercover cops were there. 3 white shirt police officers were there, lieutenants. They pulled us over. Guns were drawn at us. We were screamed at, told to put our hands out the window. I took my cell phone out the window, and I was live streaming the whole event.
Yeah, I saw that. We're going to be doing that at Bilderberg and see you there.
I was very lucky I didn't get shot, but police officers then deleted my footage, deleted that footage of them running up to us with guns, deleted it off my phone, made sure it didn't save. Your stream can't even get the broadcast back up right now. And we were handcuffed. We were questioned. And the weird thing is that the DHS van was there. They started banging our hard drives, our batteries. The police officer that I was talking to was looking me straight in the eyes. And then when I asked him why we're getting pulled over, he said our vehicle matched the description that they were looking for. And as he said that, he looked down and started laughing. He started laughing because our car that we're driving in right now has New Mexico plates. I don't think there's many cars here in Chicago right now that have New Mexico plates.
Obviously, it's a giant narcotics trafficking mafia command base. I've seen the footage of these police. They look something right out of a Goodfellas episode. This country is so pathetic. Go ahead.
Alex, this is also important to know. We Are Changing Milwaukee, who I don't even know. We Are Changing an idea. Other people grasped the idea and start chapters. I met We Are Changing Milwaukee for the first time on the march that day. Right after they met me, CPD, Chicago Police Department, stopped them. They put him, arrested him, and took him down to a Homeland Security Fusion Center. And then We Are Changing Milwaukee, when they were inside the Fusion Center, they were questioned. How do you know Rudkowski? What is he wearing? Who is he with? Where is he staying? They're trying to find out details.
Yeah, they want to set you up. These are criminals.
DHS at the Fusion Center was asking me by name. And then later we found out We Are Change Minnesota was also pulled over, the same style, guns drawn, pulled over by the CPD. So this is extremely, extremely weird. Later, what we decided to do, we had the live broadcast. We went back to the apartment. We inspected all of our stuff. First, we inspected our vehicle, made sure nothing was planted in the car. We live streamed when we went back to the apartment, and we checked all of our possessions, went through every little thing, made sure nothing was planted on us, and then we left looking for another place to stay. And this was late at night, and then my friends who were listening on the police radio said that the police were looking for us and to find out where our final destination
was. Chicago cops will kill you for fun. They can put soft kill chemicals and things like in the food in the refrigerator that'll kill you 6 months later. They do it all the time. It's just because it makes them feel manly to kill some innocent Americans. I mean, you don't think in America you're just allowed to have cameras and go cover NATO meeting. What do you think? You're in a free country, pal? We
have the best independent journalists with us. We have Timcast, Giraffa, the best independent journalists here who are covering everything. This is a pure form of intimidation, of harassment. We decided to stand tall, not be intimidated, not be afraid, and we came out there tomorrow. We came out there yesterday, and we still continued our work here. Some of our members wanted to go home. Some of our members were freaked out. We Are Changing Milwaukee. As soon as they released, they got out of this town.
Well, you know the point, yeah, but if you run today, you'll keep running forever. These are all martial law drills to intimidate everybody not to protest. That's why all over the country, they'll come out to peaceful anti-war rallies and pepper spray babies and laugh on video. Remember that happened
It's also very important that days before the NATO summit, we were here in Chicago. We were at a press conference with the top cop, the police chief of Chicago, and we asked him, will you use agent provocateurs to instigate violence? Will you dress up your police officers to instigate violence? And the police chief, his answer, it's on our YouTube channel right now, his answer was, what? I never heard that, and he canceled the interview right after I asked that
He
question.
canceled the press conference.
Were mad at me. Yeah, he was doing a press conference. The video's on our YouTube channel, and then we went to the NATO 3 terrorism charges hearing at the court hearing. We were at the press conference of the prosecution, of the police chief, of top Chicago prosecutors, and they wouldn't answer any questions about the undercover agents who entrapped these 3 young kids, who instigated the call for violence. At least that's what the defense is saying right now.
Well, sir, let me just stop you. Let me just stop you for a minute, Luke. I mean, you obviously understand how dangerous and criminal these people are. In Illinois, they've sent state prosecutors down to try to help the counties put people in prison for life for filming and taping police in public. So they would love to put you in a solitary confinement for life. They think you should be killed for the First Amendment. These people are basically like Stalin supporters. I mean, they would have done great in Stalin's system, and they want to kill America. They're so close to getting rid of the Bill of Rights, and you keep exercising it, and they can't stand it. But they've really got to feel good about themselves, because they are the modern scum of the earth.
This is really incredible. I mean, I'm shocked at everything that's going on, but I won't be deterred. I'm not afraid. I'm still here in Chicago. I'm still going to continue my reporting. I hope people, I mean, the only thing keeping me safe right now is people watching on the Ustream, people on Twitter following up everything that's going on. And, you know, we need your help. We need your eyes and ears, because in the info war, we're under attack right now. Homeland Security is targeting We Are Change members. I mean, We Are Change is just an idea of being the change you want to see in this world. And we do it through journalism. We do it through...
It's because you are good that they're saying you're bad. Look, Aaron Dyke's girlfriend, who was coming in to see him from Germany, they knew who she was, and they said, "You work for Alex Jones and Ron Paul." And she said, "No, I date somebody that works for him. I'm just coming here to visit him." And they kicked her out of the country, and they were screaming at her saying, "You hate my country because you like Alex Jones." And she said it was somebody, she couldn't even understand the lady's English. But the point is, Luke, that's what's going on. We're going to be here backing you up. You got my cell phone number. We're watching everything you're doing. We're posting your videos at Infowars.com, Luke. And I'm going to see you at Bilderberg, right? You're coming to Bilderberg?
I'm going to be live streaming at Bilderberg. We need your eyes and ears. Please support us.
Absolutely, Luke. Well, we're going to see you there then, Bilderberg, 2 weeks from now. All right, we'll be right back. Ask yourselves, what are you doing in this time of great challenge? What are you doing to unlock minds?